Well, the Bombers, if you engage in a role inside the centre bounce, inside the centre square, you're in there because you are one touch and you are tough. You're engaging in 4-on-4. And because of the new 666, it's 4-on-4 for the best part, because wingmen hold out now. They don't charge in. So it's 4-on-4 for about 6 seconds. So if you're not up for the fight, eventually you will break. They looked meek, they looked fumbly, they weren't one touch, which questions why weren't they one touch? It's certainly not a skill issue. They're equipped. They weren't hard enough. They weren't ready for it. And it wasn't all Patrick Dangerfield and the big bodies of Guthrie and Selwood and these guys. It was Parfitt, it was Holmes, it was anyone who went in there. So the Bombers have got some soul searching to do really quickly. It's almost like they've been told they've been good for 6 months and we can't wait to see you. And it also highlights the fact that Jake Stringer, he wallpapers over a lot of cracks at Essendon. There's a lot of people don't want to like Jake Stringer as a player. They don't. They don't want to recognise that last year he was probably one of the top 5 or 6 players in the competition. Not on the Brownlow, and maybe not even on the Coaches Award. Don't even know where he finished there. But in terms of delivering at a centre bounce and creating scores, he was sorely missed on Saturday. And they just needed that. They needed that physicality because it was as meek a performance as you've ever seen. And even once they'd lost possession, the Cats were able to waltz around with the football. It was just bizarre to see it. It was almost like they'd turned up for a training session. So they've got to be spinning. Their heads would be spinning on the way to training today. And there's no way they can turn up with any surety on what they're going to get next week. Can you imagine 5 minutes before the bounce next week? I don't even know who they play next week. Haven't even had a look. But can you imagine what Ben Rutten would be thinking 5 minutes before the start? I think they play Brisbane. And then they got Melbourne. That's what they got a really rough start to the season. So there's no time to waste. Their seasons very quickly become a fork in the road. Which way do they go? Do they accept all problems and front up today to training and have their leaders put their hand up and say, hey, you know what? Don't look around the room to the young players. This one's on me. Does Zach Merritt do that? Does Andrew McGrath do that? I don't know if they do. And maybe we're going too far with it outside looking in, but it's time is of the essence.
Saturday twilight, Marvel against the Brisbane Lions, who are one of the standard bearers.